The 7th World Urban Forum, UN Habitat's premier conference on cities and urban issues, kicked off officially today in Medellin, Colombia, with the focus on two key issues: equity and sustainable development. Bringing together close to 25,000 participants from over 160 countries across the globe, the choice of Medellin as a centre for the 7th Urban Forum was no coincidence. Once a renowned centre for drug cartels, Medellin has transformed itself over the last decade into an urban paradise with library parks and a metro cable that was built in 2004, offering inspiration for other southern countries around the world. Inspiration can also be found in cities like Luanda in Angola, where after 2 civil wars, they've managed to rebuild their city and even create new ones.
We had to do a strong effort to put all the bridges in a way that every people could connect it, the whole country. That was the first step, and then the second step was to rebuild the railway. Here we are showing an example of this, which is a new city called Quilamba City, which was totally constructed in 4 years for 150,000 people.
Governments, civil society and the private sector came together today to show off new thinking about how cities are developed and how to bridge the gap between rich and poor across the globe.
Slums don't get removed, they transform. So if you look at the individual household level, a shack over time becomes a house. The slum becomes a suburb.
With the practicalities of sustainable development in mind, it was no surprise that UN Habitat brought in high-level representation from the business sector. Executives from Microsoft and Siemens and IBM, along with the star of the scene, New York Mayor Michael Bloomberg, were unified in their response for the need for big investment into key infrastructure projects across the developing world. Youth was another major theme at the conference, with Colombian rock star Juanes speaking of the need for new generations to become leaders in issues like reconciliation and peace. As the day drew to a close in Medellin, the official launch ceremony of the 7th World Urban Forum was opened by the President of Colombia, Juan Manuel Santos. The official opening ceremony took a very pointed direction when the director of UN Habitat, Joan Clos, spoke about the need for better planning as cities across the developing world now move at a pace of days rather than months and years. This is Robert Shaw for South South News from Medellin, Colombia.